bring the meeting to order at 6:35.
Oh, yep.
We have prayer. Who wants to say prayer?
I'll be glad to.
Thank you.
Dear Lord, we thank you for another nice day, Lord. We thank you for the good weather that allowed people to get out and get together, and thank you for keeping everyone safe. And Lord, we thank you for all the volunteers in town who help out with all the different activities that we have and the different boards. And we especially thank you for all the extended members of the Council on Aging, all the volunteers that help out here, and they give their time so freely, Lord, and don't ask anything in return. And we thank you for that. Lord, please help us tonight to bring about things that will help the seniors in town and help us to remember those that are in need and to be able to make some good decisions, Lord, to help them. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Amen. Thanks.
Thank you. Review the treasurer's report.
Treasurer or
Wait.
secretary?
Oh, we're gonna
Secretary.
approve, we need
Secretary.
to approve the minutes, don't we?
Me
Oh,
first.
it's missing. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is it missing?
Secretary's report? Oh, the minutes, okay. I have my
right.
secretary's report on it.
So this is the report from our last meeting, November 16th, which was adjourned at 6:37 PM. Present were Director Claudia Provenzel, Chairperson Flo Purvier, Vice Chair Nancy Afonso, Secretary Mel Shaughnessy, Treasurer Ken Horvath, Board Member Pat Lamro. Not present, Board Members Bill Lipka and Bonnie Cunningham. Nancy began the meeting with a prayer. Secretary's report was presented by Mel Shaughnessy. Motion to accept Pat, second Nancy. Motion passed unanimously. Treasurer's report was presented by Ken Horvath. Supplies account balance, $1,002.67. Service account balance, $95. Gift account balance, $34,545.97. Formula grant balance, $15,493.11. GFA grant balance, $439.50. Ken reported our supply account has been reduced to $1,900 for the year. Motion to accept Pat, second Nancy, and the motion passed unanimously. Business, outreach. Pat reported applications for fuel assistance are going well and that she has been working with 7 people at this time. Pat continues to meet with applicants primarily on Tuesdays. Programs, VA breakfast, November 11th, 22 was very well done by the Friends. Thanksgiving dinner will be sponsored by the Friends this year. Judy O'Donnell presented a program regarding emergency situations on November 4th from 11:30 to 1 p.m. Exercise group, 11 o'clock to 11:30 a.m. with support group for healthy lifestyle. Holiday grief class to be presented by Miles Funeral Home on November 30th at 1 p.m. Claudia, Nancy, and Pat will make finger sandwiches. Christmas trip, Claudia reported the trip is full. There is a waiting list. Claudia is looking into a trip to Nordic Lodge, Charlestown, Rhode Island. The buffet is $199 and overnight is $369. Christmas fair, 12/3/22. Claudia reported we will have 18 vendors. COA will have Christmas baskets, Hunter's stew, and home-baked bread. Flo, Nancy, Pat, and Mel will bake breads. Motion to adjourn Mel, second Nancy, meeting adjourned at 7:27 p.m. Next meeting, 12/21/22 at 6:30.
Motion to accept.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
Treasurer's report.
This is report is as of 12/14, which is the last day that I was here that we paid some bills. So the supplies account has a balance of $607.25. Services account is $95. The gift account is $34,665.97. The formula grant account has a balance of $15,347.68. And the GFA grant account has a balance of $439.50.
Did you get the, because I put the money from the fair in there, and she gave you a slip, I think?
Let me see if
Bobby
if I
gave you a
put it
slip
in.
for, I think it was, I'm not sure now, I think it was like $1,200
No, I did not get it. I did not see a slip. There was nothing in my file.
in your file? No?
There was nothing in
All
the
right, I will
file.
double check with her to make sure,
No.
because I know she
Right, so-
signed it and gave it to
But
me.
yeah, I'm coming next Wednesday, so we'll just
We'll go
get
look
it
at
next
it.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
We better make a note on that, make sure we remember to look
Yep.
for that slip.
Yep.
Any other changes on the treasurer's report? Motion to accept?
Motion to accept?
Help me out here, guys.
I second it. Well, we just sweat it out.
Review outreach? Your
Outreach.
outreach?
Who's outreach?
Nothing?
Mel?
Mel, you outreach?
I haven't really been doing too much, making a few phone calls. I think for the group that was coming from Miles Funeral Home, I called a few people to see if they'd be interested in that. Some phone numbers I don't think were any longer in service. I tried to get a hold of a couple people and the phones weren't working, but other than that, I haven't really done too much. And you've been working on the fuel
Yeah,
assistance.
I've followed up with a few people. It's going well, as far as I know. You know, they haven't gotten back to me on anything, negative. So it's all going well.
Good.
Yeah.
I was thinking we might want to update that emergency list. That's what we were using. Claudia, that hasn't really been updated, I don't think, in a little bit. We have some deceased
We
people
probably
on
could,
there.
because, yeah, and we have some people that are alone,
Yeah, that are now alone. and
that are
people
now alone, that
deceased.
were, so we probably should put them on there, so
And then we
should.
can divide it up again, maybe. I know Bonnie, Val, and I were the
Mhm.
ones who were calling people on that. Now that we're getting into the thick of the winter, it would be good to.
Mhm. Probably after Christmas time, like the January,
Yep.
all the hubbub is
lull.
over, it's a lull, it's a
Yeah.
little boring, you're home, you can't go out,
Yep.
the weather stinks.
That's a good time to call people.
Yeah.
too. I can even do that from home if I'm not in, but,
Yeah,
yeah, so,
and Mike Stoll, so Patty, for
Yeah.
you, Mike Stoll
Yes.
came in today,
Okay.
and he said if anybody, well, everybody should probably know this, if anybody needs some help shoveling or anything this winter,
Yeah.
he left a number for me to have them call him, that he would be willing to help out in anything this
Oh.
summer. If you needed sanding, you needed some shoveling, you needed
Oh,
anything, that
good.
he'd be willing to. So the number is up here
Up
on
there?
my,
Okay.
yeah.
where does he live? Just curious.
He lives, Stoll,
Yeah. Down on Lombard Road.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Down,
yeah,
yeah.
Gigi Stoll's son, right? Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Digis.
I know somebody in Ragged Hill who could probably use some help,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
especially walkway kind of stuff. I know Gary was going down and helping sometime, but I
Hi,
don't know.
Bonnie.
Is he looking busy now, Gary?
I don't know what Gary's doing now.
Because he's got a car now, and I know
Yeah.
he helps people, but I think he's busy so much now that he doesn't have the time that he did to
See
help
over
out
there,
other people,
Yeah.
He's right here.
I know Brendan used to go down and help people.
Who did?
too, so. Brendan?
Yeah, yeah,
Brandon?
he does certain things.
Yeah.
Is he
That
real
guy next
busy?
door. Huh?
Is he real busy now, or, with work?
Not really,
No.
no.
Okay.
He was when the snow came, because he was plowing. Other than that, he's just, doing stuff that has to be done around the house or whatever.
Would he be willing to go do any walkways and stuff like that?
As long as because if it snows, after, he has to go out, and he does shoveling for Jimmy's work, but other than that, he
Oh,
probably would be able to, not that day, because he'd have to work, yeah. Other than that,
Well, I told him most seniors aren't in a rush to get out. They're not going to go
well,
out.
that's it, yeah.
But if they, maybe after the storm, the lull of it or whatever, they
Couple
need to go
days.
down and
Yeah.
maybe sand it or
Right.
do something, check them out, make sure they're okay, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so he said he'd be more than willing to do that. So we have a number, at least we have a number
Okay,
we can
good.
call when
Oh,
somebody
that's
calls.
nice.
That is great.
And how
Yeah.
about the programs?
I don't have
Any new
any
programs?
programs on the back of my head now for
Scheduled,
January.
yeah.
I mean, it's been so busy, who's been
Oh, yeah.
concentrating on programs?
December's been crazy.
I think January, we have to get the annual report in. The formula grant has to get ready to go in, so I have a lot of paperwork I have to do. So as far as doing programs, I don't have anything in my mind. And plus, we're working on the deck. That's taken a lot of
Yeah.
time and energy there, so,
That was the next
Judy
question.
was gonna come back and do a program.
okay, so,
I can't remember what it was, so.
I don't know.
She said after her, because she was being operated on November, right? Because we had her right before that, do that one program, and she wanted to come back like in January.
I'm
did she
sorry, I
do?
missed that.
Can't
What
remember,
did she do?
Judy.
Oh,
Judy O'Donnell wanted to come back and do another, she told us what it was, do it that, when we had that
I can't
emergency
remember.
thing. Okay, so anyway, I'll get back in touch with her and
So Nancy.
see how she's doing and check on that program.
Yeah, we can look into more programs in January, but.
I know in
It's
in
been so
February, they
busy.
mentioned
Hard,
something
so-
about doing something for Valentine's Day.
Yes,
but
right,
I
right.
said, I don't know if I'll be here or not. So,
Yeah.
but whatever they want to do is fine with me.
Golden Ages sometimes does something like that. He's a sucker
The
for
deck
little
is the
dogs.
next
I'm
thing
used
on
to
the
this.
list.
Mine is like this at my house. This
Yeah.
is not out of the ordinary for me.
Whenever you make a lap, they put there.
The deck is
So
the
the
next
deck
thing?
is,
Yeah.
I had went over with that we have Cole Contracting. Jimmy has got a architect coming up tomorrow, 1 o'clock. I'm gonna meet with him. Ed Blanchard is helping me out, which is a godsend. I know he can be difficult, but he's definitely been a godsend to help out. I'm glad he came aboard because I think you need a man. But he's leaving the December 30th, so we gotta get as much done before December 30th, which is next week.
What company did you say we're going with? Cole?
No, we're not going with Cole, but we're helping us. Jim Cole is helping us.
Oh, I'm not gonna go
And,
with that
no,
then.
and Donna Berthium has been helping us. So she's attending meetings with us, which is great. I've got to get a hold of Monty Tech, have a meeting with them, see if we can get everything over to them in the right time period so that we can schedule them to start next year for the deck.
Nice.
So, I mean, it seems to be going, and the town administrator's been wonderful. He said he's not gonna step in our way. We just gotta
Good.
make sure everything is done the right, proper way. We can't skip anything.
Steps.
What is
Right.
his name, Clay?
Town administrator?
Yeah, the new one,
Nathan Boudreau,
Nathan Boudreau.
yeah. So he said he'll help us do all the procurements and all that stuff. He'll write all that up, and so that'll be good. But we're gonna keep him in the loop. So every time we have something done, we will bring it to him and make sure that the wording is correctly and whatever we need to do. So, so we're starting. Let's hope, and we have 109,000, maybe 112 now, $1,000. But they said that if we can't get Monty Tech to do it, they do not believe that we can have it done with that much money. Is not gonna.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost more because of the prevailing wages and all that. So
Who are
hopefully
you
we can get
working
Monty
with?
Tech.
You working with Mr. Morrison? At
Floyd.
Monty Tech? Floyd, you working with Floyd? Okay.
Is that using up all the money on the tree?
Oh, absolutely,
No.
every single penny.
Everybody? Yeah.
Every penny, and then the opera was 50,000, and then Donnie Berthium gave us 25,000. So that's the money that we will be using. It would be nice if we could find someone to do grants. We need a grant writer. I did call Darlene, and she said that she'll help us, that maybe we can get a grant from a Home Depot for supplies. So we need to really research. And I'm going to call my neighbor and see, because she's a grant writer, and maybe she could help us. So if anybody knows anybody that does grant writing, we could use the money so that we don't have to do the debt. We can do it right. We don't have to skip. You know, we're trying to design the deck now, and we're trying to figure out what the best way to go is. And, you know, do we keep this ramp in? Do we put a ramp over there? Do we enlarge the deck somehow? Can we go out how far? You know, can we make the circle? It's going to be more money to make the circle, or do we square it off? We're going to do a roof that comes down like that. I forgot the name of it already. Shed roof, I guess they call them. Rather than the pointed roof, a shed roof, and do metal. I don't know. So just trying to think of ways to cut costs, but we don't want to cut costs so bad that we We have to, I mean, what's the point? You want to have it.
You wanna do it the right
You want
way.
to do, you want to have room. I said space. That's the most important thing to us. We need to fit about 80 people out there on that deck, so that we can have a barbecue or whatever. We've had 85 people in here. Well, that's probably before I extended the office, but you know, we have quite a few
have-
people in
yeah,
here.
we
We've
have.
got at least 50
Yeah.
people come in here.
Oh, yeah, we have,
Yeah, at least 50.
Yeah.
So, it seems to be coming along. I feel good about it. I'm hoping it's going to work out good. I like having Ed Blanchard on board, and he knows a lot of the ins and outs because he's a builder. He's built things. So he knows what he's talking about, like I don't, you know. And Jim Cole, he knows what he's talking about. He's a contractor. You know, he built cold contracting in Holden.
And as
so.
I said, you need somebody like that.
You need somebody
That
who
can
knows
talk.
what they're, yeah,
Yeah.
they talk the same language,
Yeah.
where I don't.
And I've
What's the-
I've written grants before, but you have to have all your figures before you can write a grant.
You gotta, yeah, but you gotta do your research too and find out where am I gonna go offline.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
the
so
easy
about-
part probably.
Once we get the design done, and it's by a certified guy, once we get that done, then we can go out for bids, you know what I mean? We can show people what we got.
Yeah.
And they're gonna tell us what we're gonna need, all from that one design, from that one. So, once we get that done, I told him, just do it.
What was
Just do
the
it, but
difference?
he's gotta prove it, so next week, if Nathan approves the design, or whatever, the cost, then we can have him design it. He said they should be able to do it in a couple of days. I don't know. And
So-
then we can get going.
What would the difference between squaring it off and, I like the rounding it out, would add so much more space, wouldn't it?
Yes.
For people?
Yes. And we're
Do we
talking
know
about
what the
that, and we're
difference
hoping.
is?
Well, they're saying 16 feet versus, I don't know, and the
Yeah, we
furthest
don't-
part would be like 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna add 4 more feet, which would be good, you know?
Yeah, that would be good.
And then, I don't know, Ed was talking about different things, keeping the ramp there and extending it there, because if we do it here, then that's a lot of room, a lot of money to
Change.
change all that over there. And then we thought, well, maybe we can put a ramp there. And then we thought, well, you know, why can't you just use the ramp that you used to come in the office? Why can't they just come in the office way and come in here? Why can't they? Why do we have to put another ramp in? We got one over there. So why would we have to do that at all?
Because where do they park?
Well, that would be the thing.
That and,
Someone
we
who
don't-
needs
we
a
don't
ramp
have-
needs to park close.
And that's the thing, we don't have a lot of people that do use the ramp. We don't have a ton. We have maybe a handful.
Yeah.
So Marion, you'd have to,
Minnie,
We'd-
Marion, Tom.
the lady that comes on Mondays
Linda.
from the house on Williamsville Road.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
They park out there, but they use this ramp here.
they
yeah.
use the ramp to come in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we haven't made any decisions on that yet, but we were just trying to think of a way to make it easier,
You'll
make
know
it
more
maybe not so
tomorrow, though.
expensive. Yep, he's
Yeah,
gonna
you'll
come
know
out,
more tomorrow.
the
Are there-
architect is coming out tomorrow at 1.
So you'll know if there's ADA requirements. American
He
with
knows
Disability.
all,
Oh, you're gonna
we
find-
have to.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have to have
Oh,
a
yeah.
ramp. Yeah, we have to.
But I
Could the
mean, how
ramp be
many
the
or how
main,
But
close?
the
he
main
w-
entrance?
Huh?
Could the ramp be made the main entrance? From
Over here,
there
well, that's
up?
what she talked about. That would cost a lot more to
Really?
put a ramp there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
not-
cost,
not-
maybe cost more, but maybe it's a better thing to do. We're gonna lose that much. If we put the ramp here, we have to just put a little platform and they come in. I don't know. But he knows all the rules, all the regulations. He's dealt with municipalities, so we have to trust that, you know, I think we have a good guy that we're working with. And that guy knows that guy and that guy. So I feel that we have a reputable people, which
And
is
who is that tomorrow that you needed?
you can don't ask me. I forgot the name.
So
I forgot the name.
Claudia, if we had it over, if we use that ramp over there, they maybe could make more of those parking spaces up there handicapped. They have what, just one right now? There's
Yeah.
just one
Yeah, I think
handicap?
there is only one.
They could, make more of those handicap, but the thing is also, the activities that we have if they have a meeting going on over there, then they're gonna have, like, what if it's during singing,
Yeah.
you'd have 20,
They don't have, yeah.
Few people coming in.
Few people
Not a
coming.
lot.
It's not really if it was a lot and
true.
interfering with them, I would say, yeah, we have a lot, but
There really is.
we really don't have a
No.
lot. No. So, I
The
don't know.
area, the parking lot there has fairly decent grade for anybody who has, breathing problems or mobility problems, where out here, it's all nice and level. The parallel park, what do you call the parking where you're in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd be anxious to see what this gentleman has to say, so
And he's the architect?
it's the architect. It's coming, yeah.
Any more questions on the text?
Are you going to have many, if you do the curve, are you going to have like seating along the
that's-
outside edge?
that's we're
So
gonna
that
have-
would be extra seats? for-
Yeah, we're gonna have
An
to
event.
think about that all. And also, they said if you wanna make it a three-season room at some point, the round is harder to do. But I said, why can't we go like this? Why does it have to be round? Why can't it, why can't you just, like
That might cut space out
Contemporary.
though.
That will cut space.
That will cut space out when you're looking at, jagged. That's gonna cut out
Zigzag,
those
yeah.
spaces that you,
so we'll just go with a round and,
with a square.
because we're not gonna do any three-season room right away anyway. We're gonna get the deck in.
Yeah.
We'll worry about that, putting screens up or doing whatever 15 years from now.
We'll be gone.
We'll be
We'll be
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, the Christmas fair. I'm moving you right along, aren't I?
Yeah, good, good.
Yeah.
Christmas fair.
1,200 we put in from the baskets, which was good, I thought.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So we're going to do things a little differently from what we're doing in this past few years. We're going to slow down the pace a little. So I figured it's too much. Everything seems to be too much this year. So I will stay and I will do the baskets because I like to do them and they
Right.
do very well and I'll do that. As far as the kitchen goes, somebody else can do that. They can buy the food, they can go get they can do whatever they want to do. The kitchen I'm having nothing to do with the kitchen. So that is, we can either give it to the friends. If somebody on the board wants to take it over, fine with me. But I'm not going to do that. I mean, I will help by getting the vendors in here. I will help, doing whatever it is I need to help do with. But I think that's one thing I'm going to take off because I don't need that. So, anyways, so if anybody wants to take that over, you can put that in your back burner because I'm not doing it. So somebody else can do that.
That would be the stew and the bread.
Yeah, whatever.
Or whatever they want to do.
Whatever they want to do.
Golden Ages might want to.
Golden Ages might want to do it, but they do their bakery goods and they do very well.
They
with
did
it.
well
Yeah.
with that. They had a lot of goodies.
People look for them and they do
A
really
lot of
well.
goodies.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe the Scots want to take it over. I don't care. Whatever. But it's not going to be me. I'm not going to run around and do all that. But the baskets, absolutely.
Right.
That's
Those are
fun
good,
and
yeah.
it does well. It brings in a profit.
Yes.
So I'm starting to collect things then. So if you
Right.
get Christmas presents you don't want,
Bring them in.
We all
bring
had
them in to me.
That's great.
That's not your cup of tea. So anyway, so that's that on that. That's all I have to say about that. Does anybody else have anything to say?
No, I think it went off pretty well. I think we got a good crowd and,
A lot of the
Seemed to be a
vendors
very
made
good-
some good money, they said.
yeah.
When I talked to them, Bob said he'd made more here than he ever has.
Really?
Oh,
Because
that's
in the beginning he wasn't,
good.
but I think you guys had so many people coming in after. I was in the morning, but it sounded like you had a steady flow.
We did have a
later.
steady
We had a
flow,
good
I think.
afternoon.
Yeah.
We had a lull, but then after that, it seemed like it was crowded.
It was really crowded a few times.
Yeah,
Yeah. But steady.
it went well.
Other
Yes.
than that, pretty steady.
I don't have anything from the chair to cover at this time.
I
you
put
have
that
something?
sentence in, I put the slip in the same night as our last meeting. And then someone approached me one of the Mondays when I was here, asking about getting congregate meals back into the senior center. So I said, well, we're gonna be meeting next week, I will bring it up at the board meeting.
So you know, so you know, if you get the congregate meals, it's gonna be the same thing that the home delivery. They're gonna be in a little box. They're not gonna be like we're gonna serve them. You know how they used to bring it in? There used to be food and you'd heat it up and you'd serve it to them and you would, you know, maybe we'd put a few little extra things on it to make it special or whatever. No, you're gonna get the square thing in a
Same
box.
thing as we would
Your
get,
same
yeah.
thing that they pass out, only you're gonna be able to eat it here in the box.
So it's
I
not,
don't
it
know
wouldn't be
if
that other, did you hear something different than that?
well, this is what Tracy
No,
told me.
so-
Oh, Tracy told you that recently.
Not
so-
recently, honey. No, a while back when we wanted to
Bring it in.
bring it in, we had to get someone to be the
Coordinator.
You still have to have a coordinator if you have it, if you have the little box meals?
well, yes, yeah. You have some. They work for Mark. I think this is how it still goes. I mean, maybe it's changed since COVID. I don't know. Maybe I have to sit down and go into detail. But there would be one person. She gets paid for like 4 hours a week or 6 hours a week. She has to go into Mark. She learns the little rules and all that stuff. She comes in. They deliver her the meal. She comes in around 10. She prepares, sets the tables and prepares the food and counts, makes count, collects the money, deposits the money, whatever she does with the money. And, you know, we used to have the special needs boys come in, but we wouldn't have the special needs boys. We'd just have that one lady. Now, I asked Bev if she wanted to do it. There was somebody else that I asked if they wanted to do it. I can't remember. But it never
Got off the
progressed
ground,
into
yeah.
anything. Right. It never did because I don't... And then Tracy was wishy-washy about it. You know, one minute it was this way, and Tracy's a little bit difficult to deal with these days.
So you're not talking, first I thought you were talking about Mark would hire somebody who would come
Yes,
here.
yes,
And that
yes.
one person would bring the stuff and
Yes.
stay here while they eat. And
Yes,
Yeah.
but it would be the guy who brings the food anyway. He would still bring the food, but they would have the one lady that is safe serve, and she would
And
serve
they would
the food.
send
and she
someone
would
to like
clean it up.
11.
Right. They would send someone to get everything all set up and ready.
So it would only cost the people the $3
Right.
to have the food here.
Yes.
So we have a person who's been volunteering here recently who asked about it and is interested in having that here. And then we have our regulars who come here from out of town, who come for singing, whatever, and would have asked that they would do that again on that particular day, on Tuesdays, because they come for singing. So that's when they used to do it. And then
Yeah.
we have a couple other regulars, so it looks like, I think you'd have about 5 people maybe on a Tuesday
They're not happy with the meals.
with that kind of meal. Were they happy with it before, the other way it was served?
I think because it was getting better. The food was getting a lot better. When I first started, the food was not wonderful.
No.
It was
It was
mystery
not.
meat.
It was
Yeah.
no. It was not. But it's got
been
better.
Good. It's been really
been good.
tasty, the stuff that they've
Yeah.
been making lately.
Yeah.
And it
It's-
would come
enjoy
in
it.
like a big
it's different, yeah.
container, and it would go into the oven, and it would be heated up.
And
And
you have to have a safe serve person do that.
well, back
they're
in
not
the
doing
day,
that
it
then.
was a program. The
Right.
And she had
professional
safe
institute.
serve. She had-
was safe serve,
Yeah.
and so we didn't really get totally involved with that. I would call in the number count.
Right, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
That was about-
Sterling does it a different way.
Sterling has someone goes in there and bakes the meals.
I know,
Cooks
but they
it.
have to have it, so do they use food from Mock, or do they do their own? I know they have to have
think
it
they do their
approved,
own.
because I talked to them one day when I was there.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's
Does
their
it Gardner
own
do the same?
food.
They have meals on their own.
I think Gardner takes Mock. I'm not sure. I can call Gardner and I can call
Well,
Sterling
I
and
have a
find out
question.
more about
If
it.
we were to institute this, how many people would show up?
That's what
Set
saying.
of 5.
Yeah.
It's-
5 or 6
crazy.
people.
If you were going to get, if it was
We used
the
to
kind
get
of
12 and 13.
Yeah.
We used to have
We
a
used to-
nice
when I
big
first
group.
started,
Well, I was
there
going to
was
say, if
about
you get
12
15 or
people.
20,
No.
now to me that makes
Right.
sense.
Right.
for some kind of program like
Right.
this.
But I
for
don't-
5 people,
People,
No.
yeah,
the
I don't
amount of
think
work
we
is
could-
almost the same as for 5 as it is for 20.
yeah, yep.
And
agree.
I don't think it's worth it. I agree. If you were serving hot food, if somebody here was cooking meals, and you were just, even if it was just a stew and bread and butter and a drink, and it was hot,
And that was one
you'd
of the
get-
things they
you'd
used
get
to
20,
do.
you'd get
to-
15 people to show up.
Well, that's what I thought
right.
we could do as a program, during the winter, maybe we could do it twice a month, we could have a soup day. We could make some kind of special soup with homemade bread, maybe throw a salad in there, and we could invite people in for lunch. That might be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Just to keep the
I'd agree
winters
with that.
long.
Yeah,
and
they
they
are,
are
yeah.
long and they take a long time,
And people get
sometimes it's
isolated
fun.
and it's
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to come down just to support the program,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
and
Right.
if I
Yeah.
get the same meal at home as I do here, I mean, it's almost like, what's the point of venturing out and getting ready and
Exactly.
bringing the car
Yeah.
down
You
and
get
all
it
that?
at home, that's,
Yeah.
especially in the
But,
wintertime, you don't want to get in the car and
Right.
drive up here
But
to eat.
a couple of
right.
times a month for a special meal. would
special
be
meal.
nice.
Yeah,
different.
something special. You could do a lasagna from one meal, I mean,
Yeah.
that's, you do, or maybe,
stew, or,
yeah, or
you know,
shepherd's
right.
pie, or
You'd
some
have to do it a
stew
different
and-
day than Tuesday or Thursday, because you don't want to compete with Mark.
No.
Well, why not?
Because people have already signed up and they're committed to it, and they're going to get their
Oh, well,
meal
we
from
wouldn't
Mark.
disturb the home delivery meals.
No, you'd still take the home delivery
That
to
would be a
them.
whole separate thing.
Yeah,
to
you still
this.
take the home delivery. They get their home delivery. If they want to stop up and have some soup, that's up to them.
Okay.
Unless you
Wednesday,
think,
you could do
because
it
what
on a
other day would
Wednesday.
you do? A Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Or a Friday.
When is the card people, where do the card people come in?
Card people come in every other
Thursday.
Wednesday.
They come early on Wednesday.
And the
They
other,
come
and
early on Thursday, too.
they come
Yeah.
early on Thursday, and
They're
then you
here
have
before 12.
Golden Ages every other.
Well, they might be interested in having a hot lunch
Yeah.
too, you
The
know?
thing is, you have to get a count.
Or a Monday
because
bingo.
Yeah.
Right.
It's hard for somebody
You
to
need to
come
know how
in
much,
Monday.
what are you making?
that day.
How
You
you
can't
buying?
say,
You have to know,
well, I'm
yeah,
sorry,
exactly.
What's the
you
buy?
can
Some kinda
stay, but
idea,
you can't,
you know?
because you didn't sign up. We would have to have a sign-up sheet. That's the way the other senior centers do it, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, as
sure.
long as you let people
Yeah.
know ahead of time, that
Yeah.
on such and such a day, you're having this,
We're not,
Winter
the
lunch
people
or-
in Hubbardston aren't so great about signing up, as you find out from the last couple of programs you've had. You know, you've had just a couple people sign up, and yet you've got a good turnout.
yeah.
Right, right.
You never know
Or
what
you
you're
have
gonna
people
do,
sign
that's
up and
why.
they don't
just
come.
in, you know?
And we've been so, you lost a diamond?
I lost the time, and I just had this ring done. Over. Look it, fell out.
Probably you haven't insured.
I don't know, I don't think so.
Hobbies you should
Could be on your
We can-
homeowners.
Homeowners,
We
yeah.
can talk about that more in January, about
Yeah.
trying to set up something and
Well, that was
figuring
the,
out a little bit more
Yeah.
about the program.
that was the other thing, is I was thinking,
I
you
think it's a
know,
good
if
one.
you watch the news, which sometimes you should and sometimes you shouldn't, maybe, they're just predicting this big, between the flu and the three-letter thing that's going around mostly with
RSV,
kids.
The
and-
tridemic or whatever they
And COVID making a rise.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was a good time to start gathering groups in for communal eating anyway.
We've
but,
been gathering. I mean, you know,
We
singers
do
are going to
gather.
continue, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
people get their things and stay home.
I spent a week in Las Vegas. I didn't get sick.
Oh, we went to the
And
show.
it was crowded.
No,
None
we're
of us
fine.
caught anything.
Yeah, that's right,
And
yeah.
there was 168 people that
Yeah,
were at that show.
that's true.
You had people that were carrying things right then, like Sue.
Yeah, we did have
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
gosh.
I think Sue, did she say she had a relative that was sick though?
Yeah.
She went to a party.
Yeah.
He hugged a guy and he came down with COVID.
Yeah.
Next day.
She shouldn't hug it.
No hugging.
Now, would you have this meal and then have, say, a special program afterwards? Something that was entertaining or enlightening or?
It's fine.
Mind
We could do that.
You
We
could
do
you could
that.
just do it on a Monday when there's bingo players, because the bingo players could then sign up the week before if they wanted to come in early and eat. Or you could do it with the cards. You know,
They're early anyway,
card.
except for a couple. I'm the only late one.
I know.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, we have the cards. The thing is, Bonnie, we have so much activities going on that we don't have a lot of time.
Free time
Fair.
slot.
Time
Yeah.
That's a
to
good
do
thing.
things because we don't have a lot
Time
of.
slots are terrible.
But
Yeah.
you have like an hour here, maybe,
Right.
or you
So
know.
no big blocks.
But I
of
think
empty
sometimes
time.
we
Right.
lose sight of the fact that we have a lot of things going on.
Oh.
And we have provided and grown those things over the years.
Yes.
And now people come on a regular basis.
Oh,
as
yeah.
opposed to, what have we done lately? Well, we do that all the time.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, it's a testament to what
They'd
the
like to
COA,
have.
the board's doing, is making sure that there are ongoing weekly programs
Exactly.
Yes.
that everybody comes to, the Wii bowling and
Yes.
the knitting.
That's
and
important,
stuff.
a lot of
And that
Crafts and.
if we go in the month of January or dead of cold in February and don't have a special program,
It's
okay.
all right.
okay, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and when the weather warms up, starts to get warmer in March, and people really need to get out, we could have a couple
Right.
of
You know,
things.
we
And I'm
could
not
have-
saying we shouldn't, but I don't think we should feel bad about it.
Yeah.
If
I
the
think
month
we
of
should-
January, we just say,
Well, I think we should think about it because January is a long month if you're shut in at home.
yeah,
But,
You know, and you
always-
have some nice days in
I
January.
know.
You can always have something on a Saturday too, Saturday afternoon,
Yeah.
where when
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have nothing else going on, they can come in and eat
That's true.
and
Yep.
you know, do things then.
Lunch and a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
the
think
movie
that's a
thing
good
we were
idea.
talking
I know, we talked about the movie
Yeah,
thing.
that's
we
a
did.
good
Just
Saturday
tabled it.
afternoon. You know,
I was
show
gonna
some
bring that up, movies.
show some
So,
cartoons.
so you would show the movies as a Netflix, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
And
whatever
have
we've
a
got.
lunch.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
And then watch the movie.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
Netflix.
Do you know ahead of
I
time
know
what
you have
movie
some.
you can find for that day?
I don't know.
I don't have Netflix or any of that stuff, so I
Yeah, you can pick
Online.
one off from the list. Yeah, and
And
see it
it's-
anytime.
Oh, okay.
Or you could play
Yeah.
cards, or you could do
Netflix
something
available here.
different,
Yeah.
you know? Just to get
We
people in on a
Someone just
Saturday
has to
where,
So what would that be, like a
account.
beef
Yeah.
stew or something?
yeah, anything, you know, we choose something every month. We choose a meal that we want to prepare, and I'm sure with all of us, we would be able to take care of the situation.
They have
Not
a
that we
card
haven't
game
done
they
it
bring
before.
in Florida, and it's 3 cards.
Beef
I
stew.
don't know, is
Three
it screw your
cards,
neighbor
Scat
or
or something, scat or,
I,
is it
I
31?
play 131,
Yeah.
but it's called Scat. It's
Scat.
gonna be called Scat.
Yeah, yeah.
That, hopefully
31.
that's what it is.
I don't know, it was something. And I said, geez, I can't remember. I'll have to find out what it is.
Our Father's Table does restaurants. They open up their place. They find a place in Fitchburg, and they have people come in for dinner because that's what they do, and they've had restaurants cook for them. That's
Now
that's
they
what
do
they've done.
that in Princeton.
Ah.
They've done that in Princeton. They've had restaurants bring in stuff. I don't know where else they have it, but I know that. But you've got to find a local restaurant that's
Right.
willing to support your. You know, maybe the
your
Hub
center.
Diner would bring in something, but I don't know if they would be able to afford to do that. I mean, I
Right.
don't know. Would they do something for the seniors and
Yeah.
use here to do it with? I don't know. We could ask them.
I don't think we'd have a problem with doing a meal for, you know, you're not gonna get a ton of people, you're not.
Right.
It's not like
Right.
we're giving a party, it's just a luncheon.
Yeah, like
I
stew for
don't think
20
we'd
people.
have a
is
problem.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us have probably served 30 or so people at their house anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was just
Yeah.
an idea,
All right.
and,
That is
Any
a
o-
good idea.
Yeah.
Like make a beef stew on
yeah,
a
just something simple. Spaghetti,
Friday, Saturday.
Get it?
hot dogs and beans, or ham and beans.
Oh, we've
or-
done ham and beans. That was
Yeah, you know,
pretty
Yeah.
just
good.
something.
Yeah.
Oh,
simple.
Saturday night, ham
Golden
and bean
Age,
night.
golden
Ham
age.
and
Saturday
bean
night.
night.
Oh,
Golden Ages
remember
have been
that
talking
Saturday
And the
night?
brown bread, yep.
Hot dogs and beans.
Yeah, and your brown bread.
Thing is, you get more people out during the daytime in the winter. when
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
at
no,
night.
you gotta do it, yeah,
Well,
lunch.
ham and bean luncheon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
that would
other
be fun.
discussions that, I think that's a good idea, and I think we should go through with that.
I still
Idea.
have the,
We can talk about it in January.
yeah, I still have the name
Then we
and
probably do it in
contact
February, but talk about
information
it
Yeah,
in January.
for
exactly.
that guy who gives presentations about the Indians. Remember
Oh.
we talked about it? That was a year or so ago, and we just never really followed through on it. But when I had spoken to him at the time, he said that he was willing to do that. I don't know.
There
how
was
much
also,
he charges or
I
whatever.
know that, but the cultural committee is very good about helping us when we have a program. If they're going to charge, the cultural committee will help. There was also someone who called me about taking a vacation. So evidently what he does, he comes in here, he goes to a certain spot or somewhere on TV, you take a vacation with him, you
Oh.
go with him.
Sort
Yeah.
of like a Steve, what's his name, the Rick Steve?
Yeah, yeah.
European tour.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
to watch that.
Yeah, so I mean, there's that. That would be fun too,
Yes.
I think. And then if you were going to go someplace special, then you'd pick the food wherever you're going to go.
Yeah, that's good,
Right,
that's
yeah.
good.
If you're going to go to
yeah.
France, well, let's cook some French food.
The other thing is, I wish we could get that guy back
Go to
who
Italy.
played the ragtime piano.
Oh, that's
Remember
Bev
that?
has all that information.
He was so
That was
talented.
good.
Oh, the piano guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, without any music at all. He could play all of the
Like Irving
ragtime
Berlin.
stuff, and he was just unbelievable.
He was
We'll have
good.
to
Did you
talk-
go? Did you
Yeah,
see
I did.
him?
Yeah, I saw that one.
I'll have to talk to Bev about that.
Okay, so we'll discuss that again next month?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
do we?
We'll table till next month. After the holidays, we can take a break.
So are we the third week, the third
Yeah, we have to
Wednesday?
date for the
That's
third.
right.
Third
or
Wednesday?
second. We always used to be the second.
Third, yeah, but we're doing the third now because we want to be the same as the Friends because they wanted to meet the same. So that's why I
Okay.
stayed.
So that's the
Is
19th?
January 19th?
that
Yeah.
January 19th?
How about getting on 23?
Oh, yeah, that would be good. It'd be better.
Mhm.
The 18th.
The
18th.
18th.
Oh, that's my son's birthday.
Close.
1, 2,
You're
3,
gonna do
January
Wednesday.
18th.
Yep,
Okay.
you're going to
Wednesday
do
the
the
18th.
And a Wednesday, yeah.
1/18.
6:30.
23. First time I wrote that.
Yeah, that's,
23, and you're going to get a thing and fill it out, right?
Yeah, I have a thing right here to fill out.
And that'll give us a little break.
Anybody have
Get
anything
over
special
Christmas.
they
oh my
want?
goodness, darling. Oh,
We're going to talk about programs. We're going to talk about doing a soup or some sort of a meal, maybe once or twice a month through the
That's a
winter.
great idea.
Yeah,
I really do. I think that,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
yeah,
always brings people in,
it's not
food
something
does,
that
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
not able, we're able to do.
Right,
Soup isn't hard to make.
No.
right.
Yeah.
No, and even if you do hot dogs and beans, you're going to
Oh,
get
yeah,
people.
hot dogs
The
and beans
guys
are
will
great,
love
yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah. they
And
do.
pasta and.
Or ham and
brown bread.
beans, and that's
Yeah.
not hard.
That's right, they love that.
They like ham and
Yeah.
And what's
beans.
pasta and salad? It's cheap.
Right.
I mean, really.
Big cans of beans or something
Yeah.
to put them in the crock
You
pot.
just do them.
Spaghetti dinner, that's easy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, things like that.
Yeah.
Beef stew, you get
Yeah.
a big thing of beef stew and you make quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What's carrots? Potatoes, onion, you
I
know.
do beef
Yeah.
stew a lot.
We should be able to do that.
Yeah.
Well, motion to adjourn
Motion to adjourn.
at 7:20.